Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and we are back with a little bit more of combat with the exclamation mark from Compass Games. And I just realized I forgot to grab these orders off in the previous turn. Let me grab those real quick because we're going to throw some new orders on because we are on our new turn. Getting ready to get stuck in here. All right. Do want to say thanks to Ross. He's been down in the comments helping me out, making sure that I've got everything on point and giving me hell for giving some of the soldiers hell. One thing I did want to touch on that I did miss, he pointed out about here, make sure you guys read it in the comments, but basically the order in which this should have happened, going back and forth, he would have been getting hit and then changed to duck back, and then it would have been switching over to a hide on the previous turn. He explained it very well in part 4, so read his comment on that as far as that guy's concerned. One thing I did want to update on is I was supposed to eyeball this guy. Yeah, I was double checking again. This guy, when we had the spotting going on earlier, I should have flipped him just for a second just to make sure he wasn't a dummy. So we're going to do that real quick. Make sure he's not an enemy soldier and he actually is a dummy. That works out well. I was afraid that I wasn't going to have one of these, and I wanted one for the scenario to roll for Charlie. Let me throw him back in the place he was at, because we got a roll here on this chart to see what that's going to be. It could be papers, it could be something else. If it's papers, he should have got spotted over there. Papers wouldn't be moving on their own. I almost think I should have done it back over there, but he didn't spot until he was like back over here doing the spotting check. All right, so let's just roll real quick. We'll see what he is. There's a chance that it's just going to be removed and it'll be nothing. 2 is not papers. 2 is actually private stubs. So I actually get to replace him with a Charlie team member. And this one's actually not too bad of a Charlie team member. Decent weapon skill, decent troop quality. So we'll switch him out. I'll just leave him in the hex that he was in. But now we actually have to start worrying about Charlie's initiative as well. So we've got Abel, Baker, and Charlie all on the board, and we still got to deal with the bad guys over on that side, but we're heading towards the church. So let's get the round started back up. Okay, actually, before we do, there is something else I had to do. Start of turn 3, we are going to place enemy characters in the following hexes: 2901, 2902, and 2903. 2902. Wow, they're all coming in way high, way high. Let's see, 29, 1, 2, and 3. So I've got to draw a random counter out of my bowl here. Let's see. Okay, let me look away because I don't want to inadvertently grab like blue or red. All right, so I'm looking away from the camera now. And I'll take 1 and 2, and get 1 from this side, 1 from the bottom, 3. Those should all be face down, and they're all blue. Look at that shit. All right. Place him there, place him there, and place him there. Okay. But here's the thing. They're all... each character will have a run and gun order. They will receive orders normally in subsequent turns. All right, I guess maybe I should have been farther along by now because I'm still way back at like the starting area. I'm not even close to the church. All right, so if they got run and gun orders, then more than likely they're going to activate homeboy over here because he's the only one that's still waiting and unprepared. everyone else is alerted on the board. So, and it's, look at this, 2 red guys and 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue guys. Son of a monkey's butt. Blue is going to be a pain in the ass. All right, that should take care of it. Make sure I don't miss anything. But yeah, this was start of third turn, which is where we're at. So I gotta get moving. I'm thinking maybe give my guys fire orders over here because the enemy's probably going to be moving up. He isn't going to be in as good a position because Charlie's there now. I was planning on him shooting there, so I might end up moving all my guys. I got one guy that's still hidden, so I could have him maybe invade up to this house so he could get stuck in later, have these guys with fire orders, and have this one run in. All right, yeah, we'll get started here. All right, I'm going to have to get in a position where I can do some spotting checks on there, guys, so I can do some flips on them. Let's pull all these over. I get 1 card at the start. And, oh, look at this. Bad orders again. Abel's 82, Baker is 76, and Charlie is 52. But at least I've got Charlie now. All right, so I got to give my guys orders before I can take and get the initiative set out. But I know I don't have to worry about him. That screwball's running. He's out. So now I just have to worry about where I'm putting these guys. All right, so the wife and kids got home earlier, so I might have to cut this video a little bit shorter than I would have preferred, but that's all right. I got orders set for all my guys. And looking at it, I decided to go with run and gun up here because I figure he can move forward a couple and either finish off dummy or put rounds towards red that's over here. All right, maybe get a little line of sight going if he can shoot down into that building. That's a hope. Plus, there's only one guy in Charlie team right now. So, down here for Abel, 2 guys with aim fire. That way they can put fire this way or this way. Whichever way is going to work best for them, they'll put out fire in that direction. And I know Ross probably isn't going to like this, but I'm running short on time. I've got to get guys going. So all 4 of these guys got sprint orders. And they're just going to run forward, try to get in a building, some woods, something. Just try to get stuck in over here in the middle because I really don't have a whole lot of time left to get to that damn building. So I got to get there as quick as possible. And now I know I've got 3 guys coming at me from the top with run and gun orders that are going to be pushing down. They're also going to activate or alert that last guy that wasn't alerted. So everything on the board is alerted. A lot's going to be pouring in on me. I've got to get these guys pushed up and stuck in here. That's my hope. All right, so got orders set out for my guys. Now we got to do the initiative for the next round. All right, let's pull these out of the way. And we will draw an initiative card for red team. Red team is going to have... Oh, I drew the wrong card. Excuse me. Place that bet. We will draw this one. I was like, where the hell's the initiative number? They got a 59. Place that right there. And blue team got 55. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. All right. So initiative order. That means Charlie is going before anyone. Go figure. Charlie's going first. And I wanted Charlie to go last. It never works out the way I want it to. All right. Charlie's going first. Then it's going to be blue, then red, then Baker, and then Abel. All right. So that's the initiative track set up. Ugh. It is never where I want it to be. But I got to say, this is kind of confusing for the game, I believe. But it's one of the aspects I like the best. Because this, you can't plan around this. You might have a little bit more leeway if you get more cards in your hand. But then you have to take a round with your leader being down because he's spending a turn planning to get more cards. So you have more of a choice on which one. Now, that's just for this scenario. I didn't start off with a whole lot of cards in my hand. Plus, there's no events in this scenario. But the randomness of this is a key factor, I think, for solitaire games. You really need to have that random factor, that unpredictability, that the enemy's going to do something that you can't anticipate, or they're going to be going after you. You're going to be going after them. You can't plan around everything, so you have to think about long term what's your best choice. I like that. Takes a little bit to get used to, but I do like the initiative track. All right, so we're set up. We got Charlie, and we will draw orders for our bad guys. All right, for him, we already know. I don't even need to draw anything. He's got a bad wound, and he's routing, which means he's going to be routing out. His direction's going to be 2-3. So he's going to be pushing out at a sneak pace because he's got the bad wound. All right, so we draw it out. 2-3, bam. He's real easy to set up. And actually, I should have been doing red first, but I guess it doesn't matter. We will pop over here, hit these 2 red guys, and then I've got to draw running guns for all of them. All right, so we're back. I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to restart the video completely or do the other part, but since already so much of this is done, I went ahead and I used a little bit from that first bit, and now we're jumping back in here. So the issue was with these 2 guys, the red guys, I was trying to figure out what was up because I knew something wasn't right as far as them getting orders. I'm like, no, they want to shoot. They want to shoot. I know I've read it somewhere, and I kept thinking it was the rule book. It was the scenario book, that if they're in a building and they've got line of sight, then they're going to do a troop quality check. So I need to do troop quality checks for them to see whether or not they're going to take this order or if they're going to get an aimed fire order instead. So the rest of the stuff, we're good. We've got our orders for the rest of our bad guys. The running guns up there, suppressing fire, aim fire here, which works out for them. Sneaky dude over here. All my guys have their orders. So we're just going to do these troop quality checks here using the number 4 to see whether or not they're going to do evade or if they're going to get an aimed fire instead. So let's put this right there and roll our beautiful dice here. He is going to be taking the evade, the second one, whether or not he's getting a hide or if he's going to be taking a fire order. He's going to be taking a fire order. So give me a sec and let me grab those orders put on. All right, so I got the counters laid on them. He's got aim fire. He's got aim fire. He's got evade 5-6, as you can see from our order card here. So that tells us what direction he's going to be moving in, which means actually that's a good direction for him. He's going to go here and then here, then here. Hopefully this guy will still be alive to shoot at him when he gets to this part. Although that's going to depend on what type of terrain this is, whether this counts as rough or not, on whether or not he might potentially duck back. Because if it does, then he might potentially duck back at either one of these. All right, so these are orchards. This is blocking, yes, but not rough. So he's not going to duck back. He's going to keep moving through there. All right, and I hadn't mentioned this before, but you guys will just have to bear with me. They changed some of my seizure meds, which has caused my memory to get a little bit worse than it normally is. So occasionally I am having a hard time keeping track of things in my mind. Please bear with me. All right, we are set now, I believe, to get back into it. We've done our enemy orders phase. We've completed our initiative track, and now we're ready to jump into our impulses, and it's going to start with Charlie. Charlie, up over there, who got activated. Now, I can move with him once, but now I know I'm going to be, well, no, that's right, because he got the evade. He didn't get the shoot. So if I move him up one and then take a shot down there, oh no, because his first move is going to move him. Oh, that's going to change things up. So Charlie now might be best trying to finish this guy off because he's close. One more wound will finish him off because Let's just show you guys here. All right, see how it's got the troop quality 4, right? Okay, so if you have wounds that equal or beat it, so right now he's got -3, that will kill him automatically. So you can't just keep taking wounds until you die, right? There's a point at which you hit enough points worth of wounds that'll actually kill him. So one more little shot will finish this dummy off. But I could move there and then just down into the building later on as part of my running gun to give him a little bit of cover, and it'll give him open fire. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll move him 1 here as his first impulse. And I would love to take the shot down there already, but that'd be jumping the gun, so I can't do that. But now this actually goes to blue as their impulse, because just in case you guys don't remember, we got Charlie, Blue, Red, Baker, Abel as our initiative order. So blues are going to kick off here. I'm going to work left to right in the order of these guys going, because he's going to be doing some shots. And let's see, he's doing 2, 3. First impulse is nothing, because that's right, he's badly wounded. He is sneaking, so he will not be able to move to start, so nothing to worry about with him, which means we go down over here instead. All right, so as far as this fella is concerned, he's not going to do anything on his first impulse either, because it is a 0. It's aim fire. It's a little bit slower, but I was checking it again, and I think I have to do a peek on this guy. I'll wait and do it on the second impulse, on the off chance that he is a dummy. That way, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense that this is a dummy and it's a nothing, no one's there, or it's one of Charlie team and he fires and injures one of his own guys. I just don't see that working. So I think I got to peek and make sure he's not before he does his shooty. But I'm going to be attempting to spot him anyway. Actually, I do have a spot that I have to make here as well, because he moved up and he's got line of sight over here and we haven't identified him. So I can do a spotting check there to see if I need to flip this one. All right, so we'll grab our dice tray here. He's actually got a troop quality of 6, which is actually pretty good. And let's look for our modifier for building, and he's got evade. Where is evade on here? Evade, building, -1. Actually, that's not too bad for a spotting check. Not going to have a modifier because he's within 5 or 10 hexes, so it's just going to be the -1. So we're looking for 5 or under, I believe, if there's nothing else affecting it, which there isn't. And just to confirm that I do have line of sight, yeah, right down there. Bam, center of the hex. So let's make a spotting check, see which German is in this hidey hole. 5, which we did get. Yay. All right. This will make it a little bit easier to attempt to kill him later. No, it won't. This is a dummy, so that takes care of that order. All right. So let's roll on our scenario book. Let me grab that. Here is our scenario booklet again to see what we get. And actually, I really hope I get papers here, because that would be a bonus victory point for the scenario if the goal is like to get to this building, plus the papers are a bonus if you have those in hand at the end of the scenario as well. So 2, which I rolled a 2 before, didn't I? Yes, that's private stubs. What happens if I roll it again? Okay, unfortunately, it does not say in here what you do if you roll the same person twice. Yeah, if a dummy is revealed temporarily as part of a spotting check, you roll immediately like above. The Charlie team members are spawned with no orders. They're placed on the hidden side. They're given orders the following turn. They can start doing spotting checks initially, right from the start. Yeah, while they have no orders, they may duck back at the end of the next impulse that they activate. When activated, they may still spot and may duck back, but it doesn't say anything about rolling the same number twice. I'm thinking I'm kind of 50-50 on this because rolling it twice gives me another chance to get a Charlie team member. So I don't want to just give myself like that much of an advantage. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a, was it 0 to 5, 0 to 4, whatever it is, half. If it comes up that way, then we're going to roll again. And if it's high, like the top half, then we're going to just treat it as remove dummy marker instead. So I'm not giving myself just a direct double chance here. All right, come on. Give me a low number. No, 8. All right, so we're going to treat this as if it were a remove dummy marker instead. So the marker's just removed. I didn't want to just like keep rolling because the odds are you're going to get one of the Charlie team guys, but what are the odds that I would roll the same damn Charlie member friggin' twice? All right, well, that kind of worked out. I got one less guy to worry about, but I still got 3 coming in from the top, so we'll see how that pans out. All right, so this blue guy, we're not doing anything with yet because his first impulse isn't there. We'll do a dummy check on him on the following one. Red guy over here hasn't activated yet. This guy would be doing suppressive fire, but no one has entered his line of sight yet, which is to all these buildings right here. So nothing there. And these guys are doing a run and gun order in this direction. So they're all going to move down 1. So boom, boom, boom. Let me move the camera up just a bit. Move them down. And like I said, I'm just leaving this order here in front of them so I remember that they're all doing run and gun 5. So they're moving in this direction and shooting, but I think the scenario kind of expected me to be farther along than I am. I always play a little bit too slow and too cautiously. Back down to red guy for his first impulse. He is also aimed fire, so nothing going on for him. That brings us over to Baker, which is up over here. And I gave all of Baker's sprint and this member of Abel's sprint. So they're all going to be running. And where are we running to? I know all in this direction. Sorry, I'm still working with the janky tripod. All right, so first guy, yeah, we'll just have him move here. He's actually still not spotted. He's the only one that's not spotted. These guys will have move up, and I know that Ross was giving me a little bit of hell because I was running him out, but there's no enemies over here now anyway, so kind of moot point. So Baker has moved up, and they're going to run the rest of this way. And actually, I see he's got 6 more hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could get him all the way to that building. I could get these guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could get real close. I want them to get really stuck in, try to provide what covering fire they can, because my heaviest weapon is in the back, which kind of should be, but it's too far out now to actually do anything. All right, so that brings us to Abel for their first impulse. We'll have him sprint. He's going there. Aim fire, nothing. Aim fire, nothing. So that finishes off our first impulse. We bring her back around, and now we could get a shot going. I was planning on shooting with Charlie up here, but no one to shoot at, and he's got the building right there. If he had moved up or something, I wanted to get one more shot going at this guy. I want to finish him before he gets ducked around anywhere. They're all like chasing him, but try to get him later. And there's no one else I can get a shot at. I should have given him a sprint order because he could have run up and maybe got into this building and like held his ground. But at the time, I didn't know that was not going to be occupied. So I was being a little more cautious. Oh, well. All right. So yeah, that takes care of Charlie. He can't shoot. So that brings us back around to blue. And now we're going to see my guys get shot at. And you guys let me know if I'm right on this. I still think I need to peek to make sure not dummy, but I just don't see it working thematically if he were to like shoot and hit my own guys, so we're going to peek it, and it's another damn dummy. This happened to me when I played the Conflict of Heroes. The first 6, 7 counters I had were all dummies, but it's like 3 or 4 dummy counters in this. All right, that takes care of that. Let's roll real quick and see what he's going to be. Damn, and now these guys are useless. It's a whole turn wasted because they can't get over into the spot they need to be in. All right, let's roll. 1. Papers! Is that papers? Hold on. Is it papers? Is it papers? No, papers is 0. Oh, I so wanted that to be papers. Man, no, that would have been great. I would have wanted to get those there at the end. It's Corporal Thomas is in that building now. All right, so Thomas is going to be starting here. It should be just south of that. He's unseen at the moment, and he doesn't get an order. And he can't do shit besides duck back if he gets shot at. And Charlie's already been activated, so he doesn't even get to make a spotting check over here or up there to try to identify those guys. But now this is bad because when blue activates again, he's going to get shot up. Or no, they got to spot him first. But he is in the line of fire of all of those guys. All of them. Oh, okay. This is good stuff. All right. Well, no orders for him. Still continuing on with blue, which means him, and please don't be a dummy. 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 No dummy. Okay. I didn't see what it was. I just saw that it wasn't a bad guy. Or it wasn't one of my guys. So he's going to attempt to spot here. Can't fire yet, but if he spots, then he can fire. So let's do a little spotting check for his activation. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes away, but it's a building, which I remember is a -1. So that's going to bring him down to 3 or under for a potential spotting check here. No, he misses his spot. And that means these guys are all doing the same thing on him. So we got 1, 2, 3 spotting checks. Furthest one away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. All right. So no modifier for it except for the building. Ooh. And I needed to check this. I double checked it just to make sure because he's got no order, not evade, which I was looking at before. And with no order in a building, it's -3. Their chances of spotting him is almost nil. All right. So first spotting check. See if he's going to be able to get him. No. And since all blue is activating, we'll go ahead and just finish off these spotting checks. So they got 3 spotting checks left to attempt to spot him. They need a 0 or a 1 to get it. Nope. 2 left. Nope. And last spotting check. Oh, they got him with the last one. Son of a butt. Look, they got the 1. All right. They got him with that. All right, so let's give him the fire. If I activated him all the way up, that means that the only one that does get to attempt to fire is the last one on him. And I got to peek him. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I mean, what are the freaking odds? There was 6 or 8 dummies. I don't remember exactly how many were in the thing, but there was definitely more troops than there were dummies on it. All right. So since these guys all failed their spotting checks, no shooties. Yeah, it's when they're activated. So they activated, failed their spotting checks. These three did. The only one that succeeded his spotting check was the damn dummy in the back, who might potentially be Charlie. So he flips this guy over successfully, but now it's a dummy. So I got to roll to see what it's going to be. But these guys have all done their spotting checks. But here's the thing. With the order of it, I think they've already activated. So even if this is a Charlie guy that appears there for whatever dumb reason, I don't think that they're going to be able to get another spotting check because he's joining the fight, the battle, after they've activated and done their stuff. That's the way we're going to go with it. So let's roll. See what that dummy was. All right, so I'm not going to dig forever trying to find the little papers counter. We're just going to throw this down. For you got to be kidding me. The papers are way up here. I couldn't get someone there by the end of the game, end of the scenario. You got to be kidding me. So papers ended up spotting my Charlie guy. All right, this is just kind of funny at this point, man. It's getting amusing. Oh, and I did forget, I got to move. Dummy here, he's going to, so he's going to move right there. And his second move at the fourth impulse will come back down over here. All right, good stuff. That's just funny, man. That's all kinds of funny. But now he's spotted, and we just did blue, so now we got to do red on their second impulse, which means he is going to fire. I got to peek. Please be no dummy. No dummy. Okay, good. No dummy. So he is going to fire at him, and we'll roll for his attack. Oh, that's close range. He's actually probably going to get a bonus. Let's see. What is he using? Damn, I don't know what he's using. I got to see what weapon he's using to give him a bonus. And he's got a rifle. Okay. He's got the car 3 hexes away. He's getting the +1 for the range. So +1 and the building. But he's got no order. And when you're shooting at someone, I don't think there is no order. No, here we go. Pull it down so you guys can see it. It's right here under no order, grenade, rifle grenade. All right, so building, it's -1 for no order. So that just mutes it down, brings him to a 4 or under is what he is looking for as far as his attack. All right, so let's see. Is he going to hit him? No, he misses. Whew, got lucky on that one. But at least we actually found out there's an enemy. I think so far we've encountered two actual enemies out of the entire match thus far. And the papers way up top. All right, so let's pop back over here to Baker for their second activation. And I think with a game like this, of this size, if you had too many, like more troops involved, because there could be a fair amount of guys on the board, much bigger scenarios than this, it might behoove you to just turn your character sideways, something like that, just to help remember which ones you've already done for that impulse, because I could see that getting a little screwy. All right, so we're at Baker for their impulse, and he's got 2 maneuvers. He's sprinting. He'll go up here, leave his options open. This one's going to go 1, 2. This one's going to go 1, 2. That takes care of Baker. Going to Abel. Abel's going to go 1, 2. Now, we've got some aimed fire going on here, because we're going to try to finish this goofball off. Leader is going to fire. He's got 7. Ooh, his skill's good. 7 with a submachine gun, a little grease gun that has, let's see, 3 dice, but Needs 4 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Oh, if he were 1 hex closer, I'd get a bonus. But right now I'm looking at 7 or under to hit him. I'm going to have to roll one of these dice twice because I don't have extra dice out. And I got to roll one more on him. All right, so he's hit. And let me roll one more dice just to make sure he's not getting a 9. 0. Oh, that gets him a bonus to his morale. It actually goes up when you roll 0 when you're hitting. Bam! We're going to throw a little bold on him. Perfect. That worked out really well. All right, throw that on. So he's got his hit. All right, one thing I did miss is the same rule applies to the enemy that it does to me when they fire and they're within line of sight of one of my guys. They do flip to their known side. So we've got a known enemy. Yeah. So he is going to be identified. This one did not get to fire because he did not do his spotting check. His spotting check failed before his activation, so we didn't have to worry about him. And now we can get back to drawing card for this guy, which should be enough to kill him no matter what, unless it's a miss. Light wound. Yeah, a light wound counter will kill him at this point because he's already shot up, so he is done. All right, so we got a couple of counters. Found the papers counter when I was looking for the enemy. KIA, he is done for. Bam, we'll throw that right there. He's killed. Finally got that guy. Only took a bunch of wounds, and we'll throw this up there where the papers go. All right, so that's his activation. He did good. I was worried he might get a low ammo since he was rolling so many dice, but yeah, that'll work. And now we're going to check to see if we got line of sight over here, because I think I might be able to shoot between these two buildings. And yep, I do have line of sight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which shouldn't be a penalty on the rifle. No, it's 4 to 10, which he's using, but he sucks anyway. He's only got a weapon skill of 3. And then he's got aimed fire in a building, -2. So I'm only going to hit him on a 0 or a 1. Not exactly good odds, but we'll take the chance anyway. See if we can pop this guy. No, 3. Oh, if it wasn't for that modifier, we'd got him. But we'll take it. Put a round at him. And yeah, now that a bunch of stuff's going on, I think I'm going to start just turning my guy sideways like that when I activate him. So I remember I've taken all my shots. But now we're looking pretty good. I think I might actually do well at this scenario, only because half the enemies ended up not being enemies. Yeah, dummy, and papers. You gotta be kidding me. All right, and just to reiterate it, in case I didn't explain it well before, with the extra light wound on that enemy, that gave a total of -4, which was his troop quality skill. Right? So once you equal or beat that number in wounds, they're dead. So I didn't even need to worry about doing anything else or drawing a dead card for him. He'd taken enough wounds. He just died of his wounds. Multiple gunshots took him down. All right, but we're going to pause here because this video ended up definitely going longer because I had to stitch things together and figure a few things out. I know I've been trudging through this one, guys. Like I said, I hope you bear with me, but I've been trying to do it as the best that I possibly could for you guys to make sure I'm showing you the appropriate way to do it. Because when it comes to man-to-man tactical games like this, there are not a whole lot of options. There's like ambush and this, maybe a couple more out there, a few things in like the sci-fi or fantasy realm. But with like tactical World War II or modern games, there's just not a whole lot out there. So I really want this one to be good. And I have to say, I have been enjoying it. Once I kind of got my groove going and got the feel of the game and understanding the orders and how all that's working, it's really starting to click with me. Now, this ordering my guys was a lot easier to kind of grasp my mind around than getting the enemy orders. That was a little bit more of a pain in the butt. And kind of establishing the order in which things happened. I think that might be able to be fleshed out just a little bit more, clarified. Just like the sequence that certain things happen. Part could be on me playing it kind of by the seat of my pants as well. But overall, I have definitely enjoyed the game. We're going to keep pushing, though. I want to see if I can get to the church, get any victory points out of it. It is going to be a lot easier now that I've got a Charlie guy right here. He might be able to dip in, and I'm really hoping there's no more dummies in there because I need someone to fight against. Right now, there's one red guy who's actually shooting at me. But if I pop him over in a later turn, because he can't do shit right now, he's fired at, I can duck back with him. But that's pretty much it for the remainder of the turn. I would have liked to have maybe seen it when these Charlie guys come on, not to have them become like have to wait till the next turn. The next impulse, sure, but the next turn, there's so much that happens between the point that they could be revealed and the next turn. They might even die before you get a chance to do anything with them. All right, but you guys stay tuned. We'll finish out the rest of this turn, and then it's just a couple more rounds left, and we'll see if I can get to the church and have anything else going on. As always, feel free to put your questions and comments down below, and I will address them as best I can. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.